Live from Vero Beach, Florida, where the ocean sparkles Caribbean blue and the palm trees sway in the tropical breezes. This show is brought to you by Dale Sorensen Real Estate, with 8 offices in Indian River, Brevard, and St. Lucie counties. And here's your host and your realtor for life, Lori Davis.
Hello. Welcome to the show. Welcome to The Real Deal here in Vero Beach with Lori Davis, your realtor for life. We're so happy that you can join us again today. We love summertime in Florida. We live in such a beautiful place. I say this all the time. What I sell, we sell homes, we sell condos, but what we really sell is lifestyle, because people can buy anywhere. They can buy anywhere in the state. People drive all around to look for a place. And when people come here, I had someone in my car this morning that said, I was on the West Coast, Naples to Tampa. I came down from Jacksonville, went all the way to Lauderdale, and there's this little place in between called Vero Beach. And I stopped and I said, wow, this is kind of weird. I like this. And everybody was really nice. He went to a local restaurant and had a cup of coffee, and they were like, oh, you need to meet this guy. And he said, that's really strange. So anyway, he comes back. But what we sell up and down the Space Coast goes Brevard County, space because it goes all the way up to Cape Canaveral. And then all the way the Treasure Coast goes on down, right down to about Stewart, whatever, Martin County. We always talk about things to do. I'm always talking about something fun and cool to do. And one of the things, we are so excited to have this guest in the house. We love the Brevard Zoo. If you ever have people in town, and I know it's hot. You could go in the morning, go first thing in the morning. They have one of the most exciting zoos, and it's really so unique because, again, it's kind of small. It's not too big. You know, you can manage through it, but they have some really cool things to do. They've got over 900 animals from around the world. You can do animal feedings. You feed the giraffes at giraffe eye level. It's the coolest thing. Cindy, did you ever do that?
I love it. Those are my favorite, the giraffe. The giraffe and the zebra. I don't know what
it's the craziest thing. And those little giraffe tongues are like, I think they said they were like 18 inches long or something crazy like that. Yeah. But you got to go to the zoo. But there's kayak tours. Yep. Now, there's a train ride, but I understand the train might be a little under construction right now. They have aerial adventures.
It's back.
They got it back? Yes. Yeah. Yes, we're going to go on the train ride. There's a treetop trek where you can zip line at different levels. Like, it's an easy zip line, but there's like beginner, medium, advanced. And you're zip lining over the zoo. Yeah. How cool is that?
It is.
I can't tell you how excited I am. Everybody needs to know about this. This is one show. We'll do another one in another couple months just to get more intel, because there's just too much to talk about. And then there's a tree hugger experience, which I read about today, which I didn't know about. But you climb up a tree, 20 feet, Cindy.
Okay.
And then you rappel down. Okay, everybody can do that.
Right.
I mean, unless people just don't like... you realize 20 feet is 2 stories. That's like a 2-story house. You realize that 10 feet is a story, right? So I don't know. I just think they're doing some really neat stuff over there. And of course, you're feeding the animals. And one of the things that they do really well at the Brevard Zoo as well is they always have people working there, or interns, or people who know so much about the animals that there's always education going on. No matter where you are, you're rarely ever alone where you can't ask a question of someone. It's fascinating. It's just fabulous. And I'm so excited today to have our executive director, Keith Winston, here with us today. Let's welcome Keith Winston. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. What a round of applause.
Oh, we love it. No, it's great. It's really, really great. And again, as I say, it's a cool thing to do in the summer, any time of year. But I have something special. Don't turn the dial off, because I've got something I want to tell you about that's really exciting that they're going to do. And that's another reason why we're here. First, I have to do a little homework here, a little housekeeping. Dale Sorensen Real Estate by the numbers, and I added in Brevard County because we are big. We are about 12% market share in Brevard County. It's a big county. But right now, combined, $569 million with 949 transactions. That's 19.2 of the market share for both counties. We're always 19 in Vero anyway. Thank you. We do a great job. We just bring that level of service to Brevard County. We've been doing here since 1978, and I think we've been up there almost 10 years now. So we love it up there. We've got some great people doing great business up there. We love it. The best agents, the best marketing, and a strong commitment to the community. So we're going to hit them up for you on something you talked about.
Thank you.
Before,
We appreciate
before the show started, I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask Dale Sorensen
Excellent.
about that. So secondly, we always thank Citrus Grow House. They always bring us a beverage. They sponsor a beverage for us. And in a correction for Chef Scott, it's 1050 Easter Lily Lane. Because nobody knows where it's right next to Humiston Park. It's on the ocean. I say it every time, but he was like, he corrected me. I think last week, Cindy, I said 1060. Sorry.
Oh, well, you know what? Last week, it's all good.
I know.
It's all good.
I was like, seriously? But I go, nobody looks at you for the address.
Right.
That's the restaurant on the ocean at the end of, by Humiston Park.
By Humiston,
Anyway, he made us a fabulous drink today. And because in honor of the zoo, we have what's called a zebra fizz.
Yeah.
It's a great summer drink, and it's in the house. It's actually, everyone is liking it. This is vodka with lemonade. Now, we use Natalie's lemonade over there. That's a local Fort Pierce company. We love them. Fresh squeezed, all the best. And either Sprite or Club Soda. I think this is Club Soda. And everyone, it's late in the afternoon. It's 4:00. It's hot. We've all been hot all day. It's delicious. Even my guess is I don't really like vodka, but this is really good. So good. Thank you, Chef Scott. Thank you so much. And the great staff over there. We love you guys. 1050 Easter Lily Lane. Go see them. They're open for lunch and dinner. They're Monday through Saturday. And if it's not fresh, it's not going to be served. And it's fabulous over there. We love them. So excited to have the executive director of the Brevard Zoo with us today. He's been with the zoo since 2004.
Correct. I came right after the hurricane.
Right. Good
It's
job.
a scary time.
Nice timing.
I wanted to know if I had a job.
Were
I was
there
still
any
up in
trees
Chicago.
left? I mean, did it really kind of...
The zoo sort of nestled in this area up against I-95.
Okay.
And what happens, we get, that's how we get Florida snow after a hurricane. We clean up all the debris on the on the pathways. And it does open our canopy up a little bit, but there were a lot of trees left.
Good. Well, we didn't lose trees, but we kind of deforested, like we lost all the leaves is what seemed to be. I moved here and we lived through that. But anyway, Brevard Zoo, it's an independent, not-for-profit organization. So everyone needs to know that they receive no government funding for operating costs. Everything that they do is fundraising, ticket sales, legacy, people that are sponsors. That's what this is about. So it's so important because we want to keep that going. We definitely, it's an asset. People come to our area for these types of opportunities that they get to have. So we're going to start with the zoo, but then we have something exciting. What are the most popular things to see or do at the zoo? Well,
you mentioned some of them. You're pretty much a good zoo connoisseur. But let me talk about right now, because since we're drinking a zebra fizz. So, one of the things right now is we've had actually our first zebra babies were born this year.
I heard that. I read that, actually.
And zebra politics are really interesting because most people don't realize that zebras, especially we have Grevy zebra, which is sort of a special desert species. Yeah. They can be aggressive. And so we have 3 females, 2 of which have young right now. And interestingly enough, one of the females and another female who doesn't have young, they can put up with the male just fine. But the third one who has a baby really doesn't stand up for herself. So she's in one of our savannas on the train yard with her young where it's nice and peaceful. And the other 2 are keeping the male in line on the main savanna. So if you come right now, you'll get to see zebras in a couple places. And I was watching today how the tougher female mares just make sure he stays in line.
Right.
So there's a little bit of zebra politics going on right now. I mean, as you said, the zoo is wonderfully shaded despite hurricanes over the years.
No, it is.
So it is a great place in the morning.
Yeah.
You can, obviously you can also get wet kayaking, not on purpose, and we have a wonderful water play area for young children.
Yes.
Some of the highlights, you mentioned them. You feel immersed in the habitat. The animals have choices of where they spend their time, but you can go kayaking, you can go zip lining. The giraffes come over for a snack. There's lots of opportunities to do a whole variety of things. And as you mentioned, the train was down for a while. One of our historic switches went, and it turned out, as you know right now, talk about supply chain issues. It took 8 weeks to get this part replaced. So, but the train is up and running again, so I'm glad to say that.
Good.
So our full suite of experiences are out there for everybody.
That's great. How old is the zebra baby?
They're a couple of months. One was like May and one was like June. They're young.
Yeah,
and
that's so cool.
First time, Now, I'll tell you what you often don't see at the zoo, and here's an example of something that you wouldn't know about. we have a lot of commitment to Florida species. So believe it or not, the rarest breeding bird in North America is called the Florida Grasshopper sparrow. It's only found here. It was down to about 30 pairs. And we think they've been wiped out by things like fire ants. You don't see them at the zoo. They're behind the scene. They're really adorable, but they're nondescript. But we basically committed to being one of a few places that breed them a few years ago. And this year, I think we're pushing like 30 young are going to go back out to the wild from the zoo. So you don't see that, but that is the rarest breeding bird in North America. They were down to 30 animals at one point.
That's amazing.
And so that's what your support actually supports us.
Yeah.
And they are adorable little birds, but nondescript. You probably will never see them in your life.
Yeah.
But I like to know they're out there, sort of keeping us unique.
Well, I think it's important that, and that's one of the things that the zoo is definitely committed to, is ecologically maintaining, growing. If you go to the website, there's so much information out there about what they're doing. Conservation is a big thing for them, and when they commit to a species or an animal or whatever, they really stay with it. And I love that. And it's not you also kind of interface with like local, state, national, international, right?
Absolutely. We like to say we answer the call. And yes, we have an international footprint by many zoos, but I think we're most proud of what we do here.
Sure.
Up and down the lagoon.
Yeah.
For
sure.
For all the ways, we're doing oyster work a lot. We were putting clam gardens in Volusia, Brevard, and here, right here, over the last couple of years in Indian River County. And now, like everybody else, we're sort of answering the call on seagrass and manatees.
Yes.
And so we sort of follow the community, built by the community. And now our community really means all of Central Florida.
Yes.
And our response is to respond to those needs as they show up. And we do that. And we have a board that supports us sort of taking risks and moving forward. Even when we don't quite have the funding locked up to pay for it, we do find a way. That's our commitment.
You guys are really good at that. They're really good at that. Okay, so this is the spoiler alert, guys. This is the reason why I'm so excited. Because obviously you can tell how excited I am about the zoo. I know everything about it. But they're going to build an aquarium. They want to build an aquarium. You're going to build an aquarium.
Absolutely.
As I understand, because they wanted to raise $100 million, and you're way past halfway. Is that right?
No, we're not quite at halfway.
Oh, you're not at half?
We're not quite at half. I like your enthusiasm.
I'm so excited. But anyway, listen about this aquarium. It's going to be located over on the island, right, Cape Canaveral, right? The Banana River.
It's going to be right across from Port Canaveral.
Yep.
On the Banana River.
Yep.
It's a incredible 14-acre site. That's actually, if you've gone to Port Canaveral and gone to Grills or some of the other restaurants, you've passed it if you turn on the highway, but it's on the Banana River side. It's been sort of a construction storage area for generations. The whole site's about 24 acres. And we're going to develop 14 acres of it, really to tell those local stories about the ocean, the Indian River Lagoon, the St. Johns River, all the things that sort of make us special. And it really will be a world-class aquarium helping to drive all this conservation work. So indoor, outdoors, many chances to get wet, see amazing things, do amazing things, but also knowing that everything you do there is going to help drive all this Indian River Lagoon conservation work that we do. It'll make us one of the largest funders of that. And as you said, we're just approaching the halfway mark on our funding target of $100 million.
Yes.
And we really want all of East Central Florida to embrace us. From Indian River County up to Volusia and over to Orange, we're really saying we're here, you all come and support us. We want to do this in partnership with all these communities.
Yeah. Everything's within 45 minutes. I mean, all of the places you just mentioned are 45 minutes away, maybe an hour. So.
Maybe an hour, but these days, people are used to, thank God, gas prices are dropping, so it won't cost you. It won't cost you as much to get there. So
I probably owe you some money for driving down
there
today.
You go. No worries.
I got to spot you a 10.
No worries. It's all good.
No, that's, but I looked at a picture, I saw a presentation that you did, which was fabulous. And they have a rendering of what they're going to do. And one of the things I thought was neat, and again, it's kind of warm. I always talk about this because people are like, it's outside. They have a beautiful covered walkway.
Yep.
Shallow tanks, fish tanks, like all sorts of different, but interactive. You guys like to do a lot of interactive stuff.
Absolutely. So, the experiences, when we first started looking at an aquarium there, because we knew the economics made sense, our whole model has to pay for itself, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
We knew the first drawings we had looked like a lot of those big, giant cement ones. And then we said, that's just not us. Mm-hmm. So it's indoor, outdoor. They're indoor spaces that are air conditioned. There's a walkway that's on the roof. There's chances to get really wet, go swimming. But all of it is about that interaction. So, for example, some of the trails you can take are wet trails. You're like wading up to your need while you're looking at manatees and gators and otters. I mean, things like that. feeding fish. I mean, fish are amazingly smart. They're trainable. We'll sort of have, underwater dolphin shows, but no dolphins. It will be grouper and other things like that. So lots of different things that you haven't experienced before. And you sort of start your visit and end your visit with this talk of, conversation about caring. Mm-hmm. So we have a really active sea turtle healing center at the zoo. We're going to add a second one there. We're sort of leaders in that area. So we start with talking about how we care for sea turtles on our beach, and you'll end your visit with talking about how we're caring on manatees. So you'll get to see the hands-on of what we do in a respectful way and understand we all have a role to play there.
Yeah, that to me, I think really enhances that zoo experience. Yeah. Aquarium, I'm going to call it the zoo experience because the aquarium is just be a second part of the second campus, as you call it, right?
Second campus,
to the zoo. Yeah. Because, visiting things like that, and children absorb all that. Cindy has a new grandbaby who's not Yiam. How old is he?
He'll be 9 months old. That's what he loves, the zoo. I told Keith that. I said, I can't get him away from it. Yeah. He loves it.
Right? Yeah. So you start talking to these children, and, the parents are over there texting on their phone, and the kids are just, they're wide-eyed, and they can't wait. And another thing you do internships, volunteers. I mean, all of that stuff.
Yeah, we're very powerful. One of the things that I think we're really good at is engaging folks. Mm-hmm. We've engaged over 60,000 people in Indian River Lagoon conservation. And so those opportunities will be there too. Because here's what we know. Once you do something for a cause, you believe it. Children, older folks, grandma and grandpa, once you actually do hands-on and give some time and energy, it just changes your relationship. And we all love it here. You talked about how fabulous it is here. I've raised my family, essentially on the coast. We think it's great, that mix of values and the great of natural resources. And we all have a role to play because it can all go away really quickly if we don't take care of it. So getting people engaged and giving them hands-on opportunity and telling the unique stories of the families that have been here, the traditions that are here. And there's so much to offer in terms of wildlife. So great shark experiences, sea turtle experiences, all sorts of things.
Yeah. I think one of the things I'm really passionate about is the Indian River Lagoon. Because it's such a unique ecosystem. And, we call it the Indian River Lagoon, but it has a meaning and there's a reason why. And it's so threatened. And I think that, you guys up there, we've done our part down here to screw it up. We're trying, we've got FAU down south and everybody's doing their part. But I think it's, I love that the Indian River Lagoon is a part of the focus for the aquarium.
It is the focus, yeah.
Yeah.
As you said, it's a lagoon, which really translates to big bathtub.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
There's no flow.
Yeah.
There's no flow.
No.
And as we move more people into, which you play a role in, and we welcome, it's like, welcome to the lagoon. Now you have to make sure you take care of it because it's just a big bathtub, and more people get in the bathtub, it gets a little crowded, and it's not like a river. It's not flowing. It's not flowing away. Right. And so people understand that. As we develop around it, which we'll continue to do, we got to take more care to make sure that we're taking out the residual loads of gunk that's there and not putting more in. And it's all of us, and it's big commitments, and it's taking time. I'll tell you the good news right now in the Brevard County Basin, we're actually seeing some of the best water clarity and a little bit of seagrass regrowth.
I love that.
We're seeing that across the lagoon. Now, I don't want to imply we're out of the woods. We're not. It's an up and down thing. And but right now we're seeing there's been big investments in Brevard County. We're starting to see a little payoff. But, we got years to go. I don't want to mislead anybody.
No. We can't stop now.
No, exactly. And you got to stay the course. We actually have some really great organizing principles that are driving this, and people get frustrated, but it's like the Queen Mary. You can't turn it on a dime.
That was what I was going to say. You do. And on that note, listen, we have to stop because we have to pay for this with some commercials. We'll be back, talk about some real estate, and we'll wrap it up here with Keith Winston. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.
You can trust Sandpiper Pest Control, serving Indian River, St. Lucie, and Brevard. Certified by the state of Florida to treat homes, lawns, and termites. Fully licensed and insured. Priced right. Effective and friendly.
Hi, this is Joel, the owner of Sandpiper Pest Control. Sandpiper can solve your pest issues. No contracts to sign, just results.
Call for a free estimate. 772-589-0204. Sandpiper Pest Control. A member of the iTex trading community. Your iTex dollars are welcome.
At At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. Right now, we're having a summer sale with lots of great markdowns, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day. Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Ooh, have a sunshine day. Sunshine Furniture, stop on in today and have a sunshine day.
Hello, this is Carol Jean Jordan, your tax collector here in Indian River County. All of our offices are scheduling appointments for in-office services, but you can get that little yellow sticker quicker by using our express lane. It's fast, convenient, and free when you pay with an e-check. Renew your registration on our website and select Pick Up at the Tax Collector's Office. Order before 3 p.m. and you can pick up your little yellow sticker on the same day. Order at irctax.com. That's irctax.com.
Hello, hello, hello. We got to pay the bills around here with Dale Sorensen Real Estate. Anyway, we have a great condo down in the Moorings. This is fabulous. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's at Spinnaker Point. This, if you can see the photograph, it's right on the water. The next picture that we show, it looks like you're living on a boat. You're literally living on the water. It's fabulous. It comes with a dock. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's ready to be renovated. This is listed for $799,000. We love that. That's Beth and Sean, their listing. Great listing. Congratulations, ladies. That won't be there very long. We have one up in Sebastian. We have some great houses up in Sebastian. We always include them in. This one is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. There are canals in Sebastian. Now, you're not going to have a dock on there, but I always say it's nice to be able to look at the water. This one sits on the water, has a pool on the water, and the canals have seawalls, so you're never going to have any erosion there. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Great house, vaulted ceilings, great family room. It's been updated, $485,000. Just an amazing property, and that's Kathy Haney's. We love that. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate, you know who to call, me, Lori Davis, at 772-538-1828, and I'll be your realtor for life. All right, so Keith, let's go. How do people get more? Well, let's first with how do they donate or contact someone at the zoo?
Well, it's single-stop shopping. If you go to brevardzoo.org, you've got everything there. There's a support tab for that. There's a volunteer tab. There's an events tab. Everything's right there. Easiest place is go right to our website.
Yeah, your website is amazing.
Thank you.
I was all over it this morning, and there's so much information there. If you had any questions about the zoo, the time, the things to do, but I think as far as donating, there's a legacy program. That's one of the things you talked about.
Sure. So there's a few things you can do. Obviously, we love support from the $5 that a kid saves in his piggy book to the $5 million for the aquarium. We will take it all, right? But there's a couple things you can do. If you're looking to really get engaged at a different level, I'm coming tonight to an event for one of our Jaguar Society. That's $1,000 sort of membership, and that really brings you inner circle. And by that, I mean those are people who we have monthly sort of behind-the-scenes experience. That's one of the options. Sponsorship of events for companies is another option. We are doing a founders program for the aquarium, which starts at $10,000 and gets your name there. And you'll be there at the ribbon cutting with your children or grandchildren. And we'll be happy to talk to you about any of those opportunities. But we really like to have people engage with their time, their time, treasure, or talent, whatever they'd like to give us. We're very, very thankful for it.
Do you have volunteers just at the zoo?
Absolutely. We have hundreds of volunteers. And the volunteer tab is on there as well as part of the support, as how you can get engaged in volunteers. And we have orientation sessions really like every month and a half or 2 months. Yeah, we're always onboarding new folks.
I think that's great. One of the things I did see, guys, about being a part of the aquarium, and what is that first level, at $10,000 level called?
It's part of the founders.
The founders. Okay, you have like a time to do that. Until,
over 5 years.
Over 5 years. So you can do it, in small parcels. Thank you so much, Keith Winston, for being with us here today. We love it. Thank you guys for being with us. Go visit the Brevard Zoo. Please support the aquarium. Do anything you can. Go to the website, brevardzoo.org. Anyway, thanks, guys. Glad you're here. Glad to have you. And be safe, and we'll see you next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.